Central. You guys hear me? Good?
Yep.
Welcome to Pick Central. Today's show is brought to you by Cars.com. Cars.com is a leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars. Wherever life takes you next and whoever you're looking to be, there's a car for that on Cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added daily to Cars.com. Shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Everyone here has used it. It's by far the best thing we have. We appreciate Cars.com. They're always a sponsor for our show. And I was browsing on it the other day just to get a little excited about some cars. All right. Smitty, he's gone. James Harden has been traded to the Clippers when everyone fell asleep, because I woke up to it.
I woke up to it.
Yeah, and you stay up late.
Yeah.
Like, I woke up to it, I was like, oh. I wasn't surprised. He's been saying he wants to go there.
I didn't see it on Twitter. I got lucky. I checked ESPN for something. I was looking at, Times or something, and the fucking first story, I'm like, yeah, Woj breaks down the trade. I'm like, what
really?
Fucking trade? Swear to God.
The one night I go to bed before 1:30.
I heard Shams was very late to it, which is sad to see. Really sad to see that Woj is still beating him to everything. But yeah, it was Do you have the trade up, Smitty? Who the Sixers got back? Because I think my uncle might have been on that trade list. I have no idea. I don't know. This was the most like, hey, get out of here.
So Clippers received James Harden and PJ Tucker. Also, Danny Green waived. The Sixers.
Danny Green got waived?
Yeah.
Danny Green got waived.
Long Island, North Babylon.
You don't got to tell me. Danny Green has a college ring and an NBA ring. You know what he'll never have?
What's that?
Catholic State ring. We took it from him. They were 25-0.
Really?
Already booked their hotel rooms. Beat them at Fordham. Catholic State Championship 05 after they spanked us on TV by 25.
Really, Rico?
What was your stats that game?
That game? Ass pats. That was a big one. That was a big one.
Bosco, I've always wanted to ask you this.
That was a big one. I gave some great. Listen, you ask Levance who gave him the best looks in practice. I did.
Bosco,
I wasn't afraid to crawl in somebody's shorts, start a fight.
I've always wondered this with you. Do you think your coach just made that up that Danny Green booked the hotel?
No. My
dad. That a fact?
No. First off.
So I'm not. No disrespect.
I don't want to. I was going to divulge some information about the first thing you said. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take the high road.
What was it?
Nah, I'm not doing that. It's a holiday.
What was the first thing I said?
The coach, and it's fine. My dad found out. My dad called the hotel and found out and tried.
Okay.
And when he booked, they go, yeah, 25 rooms just opened up. So that is straight from the horse's mouth.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
Danny Green got waived. Is he going to get picked up? He's had a long career now.
He's had a really long career, and I don't know. He played a little bit this year off the bench. He's coming off an injury, I think, 2 years ago with the Sixers. He played last year. He's
one of those guys, though. Like who would you? Yeah, I guess because of the vet. Well, whatever.
He just kind of sits in the corner and shoots.
He'd be a good locker. Of course, he knows things. He's been around. He bounced around. He's a good way to teach other guys.
He'd be a perfect fit on a young team.
I get it. He's been around for 14 years. Shout out St. Mary's, Manhasset.
He's gone. PJ Tucker's gone, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah,
that's what surprised me.
The Sixers got all on expiring contracts, as far as I believe. Nicholas Bottom, Marcus Morris, Robert Covington, KJ Martin, and draft picks as well as draft swaps. The draft picks are 2028 and 2026, which, 2028 Clippers, this team, you think they're going to survive next year?
Yeah.
Let alone in 2028, that could be a huge pick.
That 28 is unprotected as well.
Yeah.
Completely unprotected?
The 28 one is.
Harden obviously had to go. This was, I think, and I wrote a blog on it, if you take the players, they lost the trade. They just did. You can't equate James Harden's talent with these guys on expiring contracts. But if you want to make positives out of a really, really shitty situation between the draft picks and the cap space that's opening up, it's $60 million in cap space next year. And also with the draft picks they got for this year, or for later for this year, you're talking about the trade deadline. They can use those draft picks to get a pretty good guard at the trade deadline and package something similar to what Boston did for Drew Holiday. So there's a lot more options out there from this, and I applaud Daryl Morey for it. Listen, Daryl Morey came in to a situation with the Sixers where he had Al Horford's contract on the books. He miraculously got that clean. The Ben Simmons saga, which is unique to sports history, he made the best of that situation, albeit bringing Harden in, which was the most max value you could find for the time. And this bullshit with James Harden, I mean, the guy's only been here 3 years, and he's dealt with 3 situations that usually nobody has ever having to deal with in their history as an NBA GM. So I applaud him for trying to do something to keep a second-round playoff hopeful team alive while Embiid's still in his prime. But obviously, they still got a little way to go. Maybe they can package these picks for like a Zach LaVine come trade deadline, and that'll give him a spark. Or max out Tyrese Maxey, who's a superstar already.
You better max him out.
What's the Clippers' plan though on the other side?
Be awesome.
They're gonna be good.
They win.
They have Westbrook.
They stay healthy. Jesus Christ.
Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and now they have Harden.
That's a crazy 4.
That is nuts.
Yeah, Westbrook.
And they better win this
Westbrook,
year. Next
who's a
year.
fucking mental case, and you got James Harden, who's fucking at any point could pack up and leave.
Yeah, but 2 mental cases combined with one that might make one good player. To be
It's
with
also
Kawhi
a guy
and Paul George.
Harden wanted to go there too, so they made him happy. Like that's like he might want to play more there. I don't know. I hate when people are like, "There's one ball." Like there 4 guys like that is really they're going to be very good. It's all about health and because like even their defense is George and Kawhi defensively.
Kawhi was like out last year though, right?
They both were. They were both like hurt. Yeah,
They're all old, but
I think the Sixers, like you said, if you look at the trade, yeah, of course they lost. It's James Harden for literally nobody, but they 100% won because they are better without him. I 100% they are. Tobias Harris plays better when he has like confidence and can actually shoot the ball. Maxey is unbelievable, and Embiid obviously is. PJ Tucker is a weird one to me, because he's kind of a good player for the Sixers.
He is come playoffs. Up until then, his stat line is a little rough. He's going to be fine on the Clippers because they'll just basically sit him until they need him, and he'll come in and he'll lock down whoever. He's
a heart guy sometimes, you know.
Oh no, he's
I think it's really what he is now. Honestly, at this point in his career, Morey has said that he wants to make another move before the season's over, and he's hoping to use his expirings, these draft picks, to leverage those to making a move like Smitty was saying, maybe at the deadline, even before that.
The cap space really was ginormous for them too.
Huge.
Getting that off is huge.
And if they want to beat the Celtics or Bucks this year, they're going to have to make it. They just probably.
I was talking about this before. The Celtics, obviously they're very good, but their bench is really, really thin. Like they have 6 players. They don't have anyone else after that.
No,
but I think they have 7. They have 7.
So what's the 7?
Al Horford and then Peyton Pritchard.
Pritchard played. I'm a little nervous about Pritchard. He played 27 minutes and had 0 points.
Pritchard ain't 7.
Yes, he is. We just signed him to a deal.
No, I know he's 7, but he ain't a 7.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
He definitely has potential to be a 7. I think this is just. Yeah, I completely disagree with you. Also, the biggest.
How is that a bench though? That's not a Peyton Pritchard's as your
parking lot Pritchard. Yeah, I think that he'll come on this season.
Yeah, but Marty, in fairness to Dukes and Dukes and I were talking about this yesterday. Like you can't pass a judgment on a bench until the trade deadline's over. Like you can go get 2 bench pieces pretty easily before this. You're
a whole big thing is like this. I'm talking about the team that I'm seeing right now.
The team right now is awesome.
And their bench is.
Now the worry is, what if someone gets hurt? Then they're not as awesome. I'll agree with that. But if you're talking about the team right now, they're pretty fucking good.
You said they're good. I don't think you guys are hearing me. Yes, they are very good. They are, but their bench is thin. That's
very thin.
Fact.
But that's much easier to fix than try to find a starter.
Yeah, but I'm not going to call off Pritchard like in Game 3. I also saw him in the preseason, and I liked what I saw out of him. And I've seen what he's done in the past.
He's not a bad he's not an ideal 7, but he's a perfect 9, and we can go get 2 more guys before the trade deadline.
Sam Hauser's definitely the one that's like the X factor for the bench right now. Like if he wants to keep his role, like he has an opportunity
And you know how it is, Marty. Guys will get the trade deadline. Guys will get moved, and the guys will get cut. You can pick up those guys very easily.
I'm just saying right now their bench is thin. I don't think I'm crazy to say that their bench is thin.
It is, but they're starting five.
It's not crazy. You know, it's not crazy.
It's not crazy at all. But it's also not a problem right now.
Yeah, that's where I stand. And like,
yeah, that's fair. It's
I
3
do think
games.
that we have. I think that we do have 2 people on the bench that will be here throughout the year.
Yes.
Unless they're like those are the 2 people off the
Right.
bench that I feel confident in.
Horford and Pritchard will be there the rest of the year, and then you get 2 more guys to fill in with them, and that's a pretty good second
Like,
team.
If Pritchard plays well enough and like they want to trade him for someone else, trust me, at the trade deadline, I'd be like, good riddance. Like I don't care.
That's a good problem to have, Marty.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anyone for Peyton Pritchard. That's all I'm going to say.
We're not trying to get anyone for Peyton Pritchard. You don't understand.
We almost did in the offseason.
You didn't, though.
Yeah, we did. I said there was definitely trade talks around Peyton Pritchard.
Because they realize he stinks.
No, that's fine. Peyton Pritchard
This
isn't.
is a
He's
baseless
a bench. He's a bench player. Marty, you know the Celtics are good if you're saying they're
I just said they were good. I know
they're really good if that's the only hole you can poke
You
at
guys are
them.
so defensive for me saying their bench is thin. That's when you know it's thin.
I'm not saying I'm defensive. I'm defensive over Peyton Pritchard. I just don't think you're giving him the respect. Like I'm not saying he's a fucking all-star point guard, but he's not a bad bench piece either.
Something about Clemmer being a Celtics fan just doesn't sit
I
right with
forgot
me.
he was.
No, it does not. No, it does not.
It's weird that he is.
He's fans of like all these other loser teams, and the Celtics
Yeah.
gets to claim all those
Hey,
titles. You saw Bill Russell win.
The greatest thing my
Nick, do
uncle
you
ever did for
remember
me.
what happened
Give me that
last year?
sweatshirt.
What
Nick, do
happened?
you remember what happened last year? When it's Game 7, Clemmer didn't say a word all during the series, and then when the Sixers are getting blown out by 40 in the 4th quarter of Game 7, he comes attacking me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you were attacking the Celtics. You hadn't been attacking him that bad. I
You
didn't think.
didn't say dick the entire series.
Hey, I got to pick my spots, baby.
What does this mean for the Sixers window, though? Technically,
Well, their window was closing anyway
Yeah, right.
because it
but
all
this has
revolves around
officially
Embiid.
cemented it, right?
Well,
Is it
Embiid's
close,
health
though?
cemented it already. He has like 3 to 4 years max of his prime, probably 2 to 3 years if he stays under Nick Nurse running him into the ground, which isn't like the worst thing. But again, when I say I applaud Daryl Morey, he's doing everything he can to get a championship team around him, and it's tough. It's tough after 10 years of the process in which shit was thrown all over the place at every single level. I mean, he wasn't there when Brian Colangelo was doing burner accounts with the high collars trading up for Markelle Fultz. He wasn't there when Elton Brand, a rookie GM, when this team was the prime and had the 2019 team that lost to Kawhi. Elton Brand made every single wrong move possible. He let Jimmy Butler walk, which in hindsight, that's 2020. But he also gave a lot of money to Al Horford and really just screwed things up. Morey's come in, and he's been on the defensive trying to fix and swap stuff ever since. And we'll see what happens up until the trade deadline. But if they're able to go out and get somebody with these picks and have them be a very impactful player, they could be right there. They're looking really good. I mean, it's early, but they're looking really good this year under Nick Nurse. Really good.
Oh, they look great. They look fantastic.
You got a pretty good brain trust there with Morey and Nick Nurse. Like that's a pretty good foundation that you can then have guys that you think will make the right moves. I like those two a lot.
My Dallas Mavericks are 3-0. That's a team we got to talk about. But let's go to the World Series next, unless you have anything more with the Sixers, Smitty.
Oh, I actually made a
There we
mock
go.
trade of Joel Embiid to the Knicks. That,
What would we
that
give
could
up?
go.
That's probably dead in the water now.
Well, I made it anyway, just for you.
Okay, you made it. Embiid for
Bro.
Randall Fournier round. Oh my God, how many picks you giving up?
Everything I felt like throwing in.
You insane?
Would you like that actually?
Well, no, dummy. Learn how the trades work. You can't do consecutive first-round picks back-to-back years.
Oh, I didn't mean to include a 2025 one.
Yeah.
I didn't see the 20. I can't say the cameras in front of that.
I can't see any of that.
Well, I don't think it's gonna happen. But I love mock trades.
Yeah, exactly. You feel smart just because it went through.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're gonna go all in on a center in fucking 2023? No thanks. Unless he's
Hey, work
fucking
with
Jokic.
Patrick Ewing, right?
No, it did not work with Patrick Ewing.
I know.
Embiid
Almost
is.
did. It
He
should have.
He was too
He
busy.
should have won one.
Was too busy sticking it to the fucking Nick City dances.
Embiid is
Alright.
definitely the guy
that
though
up.
that the Knicks get in 3 years. Like when
Yeah,
he's
once
like
he's done.
past when his MVPs are done, he's just kind of like he's got a little bit left in the tank. Then Knicks will trade everyone for him.
100%.
And that's when everyone will go nuts for him.
That's why, like, I do think the Knicks will get LeBron in like the next 5 years. When he's fucking
LeBron and Bronny will be on the Knicks when they're
yeah,
when he's
it's
when
like
he's
a
50.
fucking it's like father and son.
Yeah.
Like, and it's wild. It's
45-year-old
wild.
LeBron James just throwing hammers down
he's
the garden.
completely bald. His full he's dyeing his beard before the game. They're catching him. He's editing the tapes, and like Knicks fans will go nuts because we got LeBron, but it's like we got him 20 years too late.
I'd be okay with it though. Just LeBron on the Knicks sounds awesome. And I'm not even a Knicks fan. That is going to be interesting next year for LeBron. Like what he does when he's just going to go to whatever team Bronny goes to, and Bronny's might like be the 7th man off the USC bench this year, and he's also health problems at the moment.
That's mostly what it is.
Does that make Bronny a first-round draft pick because you are, in theory, getting LeBron with him?
100%.
Yeah, but
if you are okay,
you're dumb.
Let me ask you a question. Like, if you are the let's think about a team. Like, unfortunately, the Wizards.
Yeah.
Or what? Give me another team.
The Magic, the Pacers. Trying to think of other teams. Who's really bad?
Pacers.
Thunder.
Pacers are getting better. Magic getting better too. The Thunder are bad.
Yeah,
The Rockets.
No matter what, those teams, Rockets, Thunder, anyone, you have a chance to take Bronny. For business-wise, you do that. 100%. You know you're getting LeBron and him. Even if LeBron's 41, 42.
Yeah, maybe not if you're committed to the tank.
Yeah.
Because LeBron's still going to want to win.
Yeah. But still, like, I think it's like...
I don't know if he will. I kind of think he might just not care for the last 2 years.
Got his 4 rings. Fuck it.
Yeah. Let's go on to baseball. The umpire yesterday was actually
bad spot,
really, really bad. I don't know if the stats ever came out of what his stats were of how many missed calls.
I haven't seen his report card yet.
But it was some points. Listen, I'm not blaming the whole thing on him though. He did fuck over Fat a little bit. The Diamondbacks fucked up in the 2nd or 3rd inning whenever sending the guy where it would have been 2nd, 3rd, no outs instead of second, and they didn't even score that inning, right?
No.
They didn't score that inning.
They didn't score.
They didn't score till very late.
I mean, the guy getting thrown out at home was just atrocious. Yeah, the third base coach waving him in. It was just...
waving him in, and then you look at him going like this when he's halfway down the fucking line. Like, that's just, as a third base coach, you got to know that. And listen, it was a perfect throw, but he did beat him by like 5 feet. I get that. It was a great throw by...
it's a Christian Walker running who's slow as shit.
Yeah, who's also slow as shit. No matter what, you just don't send him. Because what?
Nobody out.
What was it, number 5 batter up next?
Yes.
Yeah, so you got like...
Red Hot Tommy Pham, right?
Pham, like, you just got to hold him there. But some of those calls for the umpire behind home plate was awful.
What would have been the number 6 hitter up, I guess, because Pham hit that single.
It would have been Gurriel probably, right?
Alfonso Marquez, absolutely atrocious game, infuriating.
You got the name?
Yeah. And, I mean, he's a long time up. This is just an embarrassment. He would miss ball. He'd call ball strikes balls. And it was mostly against the Diamondbacks, I felt like, but it wasn't like it was one-sided. It was just a horribly called game. And this is on MLB. This is on Rob Manfred for getting this right. It's, they say, we're going to have the best guys out there. We have all. Is that the report card, Phil? Thank you. I mean, just atrocious game. Embarrassing. And it can't happen in a regular season game. It especially cannot happen in a World Series game.
So I'm going to be honest. I'm not very am I crazy? Is 94%?
No, he actually wasn't that bad.
So he was really good. I was going to say, I thought he played great. What a great game he had.
That's the...
It was just a big moment, though.
Yeah.
And the calls he missed were blatantly horrible.
You know what? That's a good call right there.
What's a good call?
This report cards. He's a great umpire yesterday.
He wasn't though. And
the report
he missed blatant balls and strikes a number of times.
But I don't think he was the reason why the Diamondbacks lost.
No, I mean they didn't.
Oh, getting a guy thrown out at the plate.
Yeah.
Hurts.
They really didn't hit.
Honestly, though, that one inning, though, when Fat gave up the 3 runs, a lot of it was tied to Marquez.
Yeah, he had 6 outs in the inning. We said that right away. So
it's not why the Diamondbacks lost, but the umpiring has been horrific all postseason. Even on regular season, it seems like this year has been bad.
Do you think? So we were talking about this yesterday. The Jason Dominguez clip, when he's like in the batter's box, it's ball 4. He gets called strike 3. He goes like this, and they look at the scoreboard, and it's like. It shows if it's a ball or strike. They do the K zone. Do you think that would make baseball worse or better?
It would delay the game quite a bit.
It took 24 seconds. The whole thing, the ball crossing the plate and finding out, it took 24 seconds.
I guess how many times do you get that?
I'd say
you can get that. Like,
you
you can pull that card out.
You should get 3.
3 for the whole team each game.
Yeah, and if you get it right, it doesn't matter. Like you get 2 left after that. Like it doesn't.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. I guess.
Especially in huge situations.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The only thing is, like, sometimes sports is the refs and the umpires. Like, that is part of the game, unfortunately. Some people lose games because of them. And then, like, do you fully
85 Cardinals.
Would you rather fully, like, robotic umpires? Like, I like the aspect of refs.
I do too. Although we say that, though, but then, like, instant replay, like, look how much this helped football and look how much this helped baseball.
And that's the thing. I like that. They should definitely be able to challenge shit. I love that too. But I don't know. The tap of the head thing was kind of sick when he did.
It's interesting. It makes you think.
You saw that, right, Phil?
What are we talking about here?
When Dominguez, like, when he this and looked at like that, I think for maybe, like, even just the playoffs, it would work too. Like, if
yeah,
they did
that I wouldn't entirely be against that. Although I don't like changing rules for the playoffs that aren't in the regular season. I like it being the same game.
Well, they don't even do that.
I know. No, I know.
Which I don't like.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying, like, given the pitch clock, like, if we had like an extra 30 seconds to make sure a call is right, like, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm not entirely against it. And then last night was just infuriating. And the Phillies. The Rangers bullpen has been this weird Jekyll and Hyde. Like, game 1 they were incredible, game 2 they were horrible, game 3 they were incredible. Like, I don't know what. And tonight's a bullpen game, so I don't know what's going to happen. The other big thing that came out of yesterday's game were the injuries. So Scherzer is likely out for game 7 if necessary, and then Adolis Garcia.
an oblique at this point in the
What'd
year
they
is
say?
just
It sounds like an oblique, and then you have Travis Janikowski playing instead of Garcia. That's a huge downgrade.
Looked like hell coming out of that.
And on top of it, you have John Gray.
The box.
John Gray pitched fantastic last night. He's likely to be your Game 7 starter now, which might tip the advantage to the Rangers if it goes Game 7. But then who do the Rangers have pitching tonight? So a lot of different machinations are happening just because of last night's game.
Wait a second. So let me see the schedule. So
Matt to play tonight. Let's go.
I could tell you the schedule.
I got Andrew Heaney with a 6 ERA.
What are you looking at,
what's
Mark?
his name Gallen would be able to pitch.
Gallen will pitch Game 5.
He wouldn't be able to pitch Game 7?
No. I mean, maybe come out of the bullpen.
yeah.
When
Well, he pitched
Thursday,
like 3
Friday,
innings.
He's not going to start.
2 days. Yeah, but 3 games. What about starting?
Fott will start.
They need a rain.
Game 7.
Fott and him is still pretty good.
But we're not talking about the Diamondbacks. We're talking about the Rangers.
Oh, I was talking about the Diamondbacks.
Could be a
Let's say
rain- could be a
Rico's
rain-
saying you
could
need
be
a
a rain out.
Yeah, it's two dome stadiums. You're not getting
Tough.
rain out.
I don't know. It's
Tonight's game's wild. You have Joe Mantiply, who is here in studio with us. He's going to start the game. He'll pitch the first inning.
End of the program.
And then you have who's going for the Rangers? Andrew Heaney, who last time he started, he got 1 out.
he sucks.
Can I just say something? Like, bullpen games in baseball are just so bad.
I hate them. Well, it sounds like Rob Manfred's trying to end them.
I want to see a starting pitcher go into the 5th inning at the least, do his job. I don't want to see 14 different guys walk out of that bullpen. I want to see,
Phil.
Yeah, but it's the way the series was lined up. Like, what are you going to do, Phil?
No, it's just a full.
Well, they are making changes down the road. And
these are supposed
there is
to
a
be-
way to fix it.
You should have 4 starting pitchers.
I agree. These
Yes.
are the 2 best teams in baseball, arguably, because they're in the World Series. You should be able to have 4 actual starting pitchers on your team.
Wait, so how do you fix it?
You have less pitchers allowed on a roster. So right now you're allowed to have, was it 13 pitchers on a roster, 12 pitchers on a roster? Rob Manfred wants to, it's 13 right now. You cannot have more than 13 pitchers on your roster. Rob Manfred wants to knock that to 11. And if you do that, you'll have less bullpen guys. So starting pitchers will have to go longer.
And you'll have plenty of games where Garrett Stubbs is pitching on the mound.
They already limited that, and they might limit that further. Where right now you can't have a position player pitch unless the game is out of reach by a certain amount, and they're talking about even limiting that.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. I'm not sure if that's a solution because, and I would want a solution, by the way. I would want starting pitching to go. But the way arms are protected nowadays, I don't see limiting the amount of pitchers available beneficial.
Minor leagues will just have to change their philosophies. You'll have to make a change. If you only have 11 guys and 5 of them are starters, you only have 6 guys in your pen. You can't keep going to the pen. Mm-hmm. You can't. You have to have the starters go
I
longer.
agree with Clemmer.
Yeah, but what happens if starters just keep getting shelled?
Then it's like the old days. You're fucking tough shit, motherfucker. You're out there. I mean, that's what they did in the 80s and 90s.
I think that's kind of, I don't know.
That's what they used to do.
I know, I get that, but it's also like, I don't know. I think that's crazy. If you're getting shelled, you can't bring a guy in.
I agree with Clemmers because these guys are taught in the minors. They're babied in the minors to just not go deep into games. And this is what we have. We have a bunch of guys that are just happy going 4 innings, 5 innings.
I mean, listen, we're dealing with this in a lot of sports.
but the more you
here.
pitch these guys,
Jimmy Butler didn't play the second game of the season because of rest.
the more likely you pitch these guys, the more likely they're to get hurt, though.
Yeah,
or you're more
They're
likely to get
investing millions and millions. I mean, look at what the Rangers did. They put a boatload of money into DeGrom. They didn't get him fucking anything.
Well, DeGrom's a fragile guy. The problem was when they started relying more on the bullpen, they told the starters go full bore. So you basically go as hard as you can for 90 pitches and we'll take you out. Back in the old days, you had to throw 120 pitches. You couldn't go full bore. You couldn't throw 101. You had to throw 93, or else you wouldn't last.
Yeah, but Dusty
It's a
Baker
philosophy thing.
Dusty Baker making pitchers throw 120 got like people like Mark Pryor, like my cousin, injured.
No, you're right. There were injuries back then.
Whoa. Dude, Mark Pryor's your cousin?
Like second cousin, yeah. And
How about that?
Dusty Baker making him throw 120 pitches, like
Why?
probably ruined his career.
Why is Pryor not on this show ever?
He doesn't like. I doesn't really like.
Pitching coach, the Dodgers.
Yeah, he does. He's pitching coach of the Dodgers.
Well, I know.
I'd love to have him on. He's
I
the
know.
best pitching coach in baseball.
Why I'm asking? Why haven't Mark Pryor been on this show?
Look, I don't really think he likes the media stuff, but my younger cousin's coming up. I think he's gonna be a stud. So we'll get him on when he's in the
Is
league.
his name Mark?
It's Ryan.
Ryan Pryor?
Yeah, New Jersey stud.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mark Pryor was awesome.
Yeah, Mark Pryor was awesome, but yeah,
Brilliant guy.
When you talk about the pitch count, like didn't that like that's what I've at least heard is that the pitch count Dusty Baker kind of fucked him.
Well, I guess, but you also had Nolan Ryan throw 160 pitches, so every pitcher is different.
Nolan Ryan was a freak.
Well, so was Mark Pryor to some extent. Mark Pryor was more fragile than an average pitcher, and Nolan Ryan was more durable. There's a middle ground somewhere. Bob Welch. I mean, you go through the 80s and 90s. All those guys threw 120, 130. Dave Cohn.
But the average fastball in 1988 was also like 86 miles an hour.
Well, it wasn't that low, but it was a lot lower.
I don't think it was 90, Clemmer.
No, 90 was a fastball. 90 was a good fastball, but that's the whole thing. So what would you rather have? Guys go 4 innings and you have, throwing 101, but then you have a lot of bullpen guys, or have a starter go 7 innings where he's throwing 94, 95.
But you can't have both because the nature of the game, the hitters are so good right now. If you have guys throwing 92, 93 mile an hour meatballs because they're holding back, they're going to get shelled regardless.
That's the baseball Rob Manfred wants.
This is the most
What's
I've
Nolan
ever
Ryan's pitching arsenal? Like, what's in his pitching arsenal?
He relied on that fastball changeup mostly.
But in that sense, if you're just throwing fastball
Right.
change balls, can't you just last longer in the league?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And when Nolan Ryan came up, there wasn't as much of a reliance on a slider or even a cutter. Although baseball. Look, there's a lot of moving parts to this, but if you don't want to have bullpen games, you have to give something else up.
All right.
What if they just, how they bring in the bullpen guy has to pitch 3 innings? What if a starter has to pitch 3 innings or 2 innings?
I was thinking about that too.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's a rule, Smitty, honestly.
Like, I think you'd have to make it 3 innings.
3, yeah.
But still, that's so like if you
that could be 20 runs.
That could,
But you could have a rule if you give up 8 runs, you can come out. So 8 runs or 3 innings, whatever comes first.
There should be a mercy rule in baseball too.
No, there shouldn't be.
Yeah, there should. 15 after 5.
No.
It's nuts.
That would fuck stats
Straight
up.
softball.
Fuck stats up.
Take a piss real quick. Sorry.
Horrible.
You've been falling for 2 days.
It's a sound effect. It's a fun sound effect.
All right, let's move on to. Who do you think the Diamondbacks? So who? Obviously, the Rangers have momentum. They're in the driver's seat 2-1. But do you think the Diamondbacks? Who would you still pick to win the series right now?
The Rangers, they're up 2-1.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No?
No.
Why?
I think the Diamondbacks are. I think Garcia going down is, if he doesn't play,
It's huge.
is ginormous.
And I do think the Diamondbacks win tonight. It's my pick. So that would make it 2-2.
With Gallen at home.
I like that.
For Game 3, and only thing, Corey Seager is fucking insane.
He's so good.
That man is one of the best swings. It's so smooth. Even when he gets out, you're like, holy shit, that just an inch he missed that. That obviously wouldn't work with a really short fence in right field, people said. Fucking morons.
Corey Seager, you know what else helped him? When they banned the shift.
Yeah.
His average went up like 80 points.
Still hate that rule.
Did they ban the shift?
Yeah. It's part of was part of baseball. But yeah, I'm going Diamondbacks still win. I don't know what.
I like that pick. That's fine.
Is.
Yeah, I'm gonna look right now. No, that's fine. I think the Diamondbacks. Don't get me wrong. I think the Rangers have a slight edge because they're up 2-1. But I think the Diamondbacks could easily win this thing. I think the Diamondbacks are gonna win tonight, and that would tie it up. But then you got to figure then the Rangers then have home field advantage, if that matters.
And that's one thing. I don't know if either one matters that much. You know.
Who do you like in this series, Smitty?
You can't count out the Diamondbacks at any point.
No.
I've learned that. I like the Diamondbacks tonight as well. I will not be betting on them. But it's honestly a toss-up. It's honestly a toss-up. I think it's very, very even at this point. I guess gun to head. I'm choosing Diamondbacks because I know they won't give up, but I have no idea.
I think home field it doesn't matter anymore because of what if the Diamondbacks could go to Philly and win 2, they can go anywhere, and like the Texas Rangers don't have that at all.
The prices are pretty wild. So Rangers are minus 300 favorites, and the Diamondbacks are plus 250. I don't think that plus 250. That's a lot of value.
That's fantastic.
It is.
It makes sense.
It is, and it'll go down to what, plus 125 if they win tonight?
Yeah, I think if you're gonna.
Plus 140 maybe.
Do you know what it was pre-series?
Yeah, I can bet it was Diamondbacks plus 140.
So yeah, this is the best price you're definitely gonna get of the Diamondbacks, obviously unless they lose today. But yeah, I like them plus 250 right.
Let's say they lose today, they're fucked, right?
Yeah.
No, no.
Down 3-1, you got to face Eovaldi. You got to face John Gray, maybe.
Clemmer. In what universe did you watch the last series?
I know.
There's no shot they were supposed to come back down 2-0. And then down 3-2.
3-1 and 3-2 are wildly different to me. 3-1 is really hard.
What about 2-0?
I think I really do think
2-0 after Gallen and Kelly.
That's
shell.
No, you're not wrong, Smitty. 3-1 is tough, though. You have no margin.
I'm just saying, they're not done. They're at an extreme disadvantage, but they ain't done. Even if the Rangers win 4 games, I still need to check some stats to see if they're done.
Today's game, by the way, is a pick 'em, basically.
We're saying Diamondbacks are plus 250 to win the series right now.
I think that's pretty good value.
It all depends. I mean, yeah, it depends on tonight, obviously.
Which is a coin toss according to Vegas, but I do like the Diamondbacks tonight. I liked them last night, too.
If this series goes back to Texas, I'm taking a D-backs just because Kelly game 6 and obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it matters obviously what Callen does game 5. I know I've been riding him like he's my guy. I think he's going to deliver on the biggest stage, but.
At home.
It's been tough.
Yeah. Well, no, his first game he pitched great. I think.
Yeah, he got.
First 2 games he was good.
Yeah, but
he's still
in the playoffs.
The Philly series was tough. That was really tough.
I'll give Zach some slack just because of how many innings he's pitched this year. Like he's clearly running on fumes. He has been for the last 4 starts, and you could tell.
He even was the second half. His second half ERA was not what it was in the first half. You can tell he's exactly right. He's running out of gas.
All right, moving on to last night's game. Football is one of the worst games I've watched.
Horrible.
It didn't make me like the Lions. It made me fucking hate the Raiders. The Raiders, what they're doing to Davante Adams is a disservice to America. He should have went into that locker room, went straight to fucking Mark Davis, whoever, and was just like, you need to let me go. You need to trade me somewhere. Get some draft picks for me. Get me the fuck out of here because that team could not do anything. I thought Tommy DeVito was at quarterback. The Raiders had no idea what to do with a blitz. Anytime a blitz came, Jimmy G just went like this and they had nothing else to do. Jacobs couldn't try to do everything he could do. His quote after the game was very funny. And then Davante Adams had 1 catch for 11 yards. That one play where he was wide open at the end of the game, he almost
missed him by 30 feet.
20 yards. It's embarrassing for the Raiders. I don't even know how they have 3 wins. There's a lot of bad football teams this year.
Davante Adams 1 catch on 7 targets. It's amazing because Hunter Renfrow and Austin Hooper haven't played all year, and they were out there in droves last night. And the most catches a Las Vegas receiver had was 2 by Hooper, Renfrow, and then Josh Jacobs. It's bad.
And like,
It's really bad.
where's Myers there? Like, it was so bad. But I wanted to ask you, you guys this because the Lions are obviously they're 6-2. They're on their second best record in the NFL, tied with a bunch of other people. But like, they didn't look impressive last night.
No.
It was such a
I don't know
bad
about. I mean,
game.
I
think
yeah,
that you
they left some points on the board. They took care of what they were
Yeah.
supposed to. They were never in doubt of losing it. They gave them 7 points. Like,
And the red zone
elite,
turnover.
I guess
But
they didn't look
that's the
elite.
issue. What I'm
They
saying.
didn't look elite, but the other side of it is they didn't play their best, and they won the game pretty easily.
The Raiders played like literally the worst football game I've ever.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Like, I think the Lions are. I think that's more of the Raiders are the worst football team. The Lions just got through a shitty game and move on.
But didn't
fair.
have,
Well,
Raiders,
also,
yeah.
Ed,
You look it
Ed,
up.
is,
Raiders
Ed
have-
isn't here, but he said it. Other than the Ravens game, Lions defense pretty legit this year, and maybe that's why the Raiders played pretty shitty
Right.
football.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Other than
saying.
one
Yeah.
off mistake.
Respect the Lions a little bit more. I do think the Lions can sneak into the 2 seed in the NFC and have home field. I really do.
I've been very wrong this year, but the Lions defense, I said week 2 or 3. They're like Josh Jacobs. They have one of the best run defenses in the league.
You don't think they can finish ahead of the 49ers, which is crazy too, because after 5 weeks,
they
the
actually-
49ers,
I said-
everybody's like they're going undefeated. They're going undefeated.
I said when the 49ers were undefeated 3 weeks ago that I think the worst matchup for them was the Lions.
Let me tell you something. The Lions might have the easiest schedule in football because their one win was against the Chiefs. That was impressive. Week 1 without Kel. We all know that. Then they really haven't beaten. They've beaten the Falcons. They beat the Packers. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Bucks. Lost to the Ravens, Raiders. And then they have the Chargers, the Bears, the Packers, the Saints, the Bears, Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings.
Yeah, they have a Vikings.
That is a very easy schedule.
you know,
They have a Vikings type schedule from last year. It's all a matter of they're going to be a home game. They're going to have a home game in the playoffs. They might have 2 home games in the playoffs, depending on what they can get to, or
Yeah,
get through.
Eagles better watch out and not fuck around because
Told
the
you.
Lions could very well win 14 games.
Yeah, they could be the one.
That's
and it all matters what you do from there. Yeah, what can you really do from the playoffs? So Goff's been there. If people forget, he's been to a Super Bowl. Like, do I think he's elite? I don't know if he's elite, but he's good, and the Lions can be certainly in the mix.
You know what you can 100% do in ink? You can draw that little X next to the Lions because they won the division this week. Because now they're 2 games ahead of the Vikings who don't have a quarterback.
Yes.
So, like, that division is over.
Yeah, I thought the Packers could fuck around. We know
2
the
and 5.
Bears are not.
2 and 6. And the Vikings 4-4, but
The
now
Lions
they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, they got to avoid injuries, and they got to watch the crazy games with the Packers. You just got to hope you don't split with the Packers in one of those, crazy NFC North games. But, yeah, Thanksgiving, I think that could be instead of the narrative of, like, the Lions being fun and spunky or the Lions being an abject disaster, now on Thanksgiving, you'd be talking about the Lions going to a potential Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the narrative we're going to be watching on noon. Who do they play Thanksgiving?
I haven't bought in on them. Letting everyone know I haven't bought in on them.
Who do they play?
They
Thanksgiving
play the Green Bay Packers.
Is it always the Packers on Thanksgiving?
Nah, they rotate.
They do rotate. It feels like more years than not. I'm not fucking around.
That wasn't a bit?
Like,
oh, okay.
no, like-
it's not always the Packers.
In all seriousness, it does feel like 85% of the times it is the Packers.
Yeah.
I'm going to unleash my inner Dukes. Tom Brady and the Patriots made football look easy for 20 years. It's not an easy sport.
I actually have no idea what he's talking about.
What are you talking about? That was just the most. That made no sense.
That was a good one. That was a good troll. That was well done, Meek.
What happened there?
I've been holding that in for like 5 minutes, and I just wanted to get it out.
Don't matter what we were talking about.
Yeah,
just
you could have
wanted
been
to
talking about
get
the Sixers, and I was going to let that out.
I want almost like the faces of all of us. Like we're all trying to see what he said, and then there's no idea.
Very weird.
I don't know. I haven't.
Did you say very weird?
I mean, you heard it, yeah.
Yes, what you said was very weird. Yes, I'm glad you're acknowledging that.
I'm not buying. Lions are a good football team. I'm going to give you that. I can't see them winning a Super Bowl yet. I can't. I get people can 6-2. I'm not buying them yet. I think they're a little bit. I think they're a little too ahead of everybody. I think it's a little bit of a fraud. I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're Vikings fraud, but I don't think Slow it down, Dukes. I know you stood up there.
No, it's just to make eye contact. See, I have a fraud after that I think you guys will like.
Oh, okay. Give me a fraud.
I've been holding on to this for a while, and people might think it's like a hate thing.
Dolphins.
I think the Dolphins are frauds.
So I don't get how. You can say the Dolphins are frauds
I know.
and then the Lions aren't
They
frauds.
give me-
so that's where I think they're the same exact team.
I don't. I think that the Lions defense is
Now-
so much better. Second off, I think that the Dolphins vibes, it's just a vibe thing maybe. They give me Cardinals a couple of years ago vibes.
They haven't beaten anybody.
Yeah.
Literally haven't beaten anybody.
Lions haven't beaten anyone.
No, but the Dolphins haven't beaten anyone though.
But the Lions
The
haven't.
Lions beat the Chiefs.
Without Kelsey and
No, but that's
Jones.
in Kansas City though. The Dolphins don't have anything close to that on their resume.
That's fine.
Hey,
but that's one game.
Marty, with the exception of the Ravens game where the Lions got their asses kicked, they are giving every single team a fight. Now, granted, they haven't played much, but that the Seahawks game, Seahawks aren't a bad team. They fought with them to the end. They shot out them. The Lions are going to give a team a game every single week that they play, with the exception of the Ravens game. The Dolphins had 2 games in which they can establish dominance this year in Philadelphia and in Buffalo, and got fucking waxed.
Yeah,
in both of them.
And I thought the Dolphins were Super Bowl contenders immediately after the first time the Patriots played them. They just give me fraud vibes.
Does it change this week if they give the Chiefs a game?
No.
Yes.
It wouldn't
That-
change my opinion.
Oh yeah, no,
It
absolutely.
wouldn't change my opinion.
Then the Lions are frauds. Then you
No.
have to agree with that.
No.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well,
I'm not just going to use the transitive property in my opinions.
What?
I'm not going to use the transitive property in my opinions. Like, if X team beats Y.
No, but-
and, like,
No, but that's a resume though. If they beat
Lions-
the Chiefs.
but I'm saying short term. I'm saying playoffs. I'm like I wouldn't be bought in on them until like week 17. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a long term prediction that they're frauds. I'm not going to say like, yeah, they're going to have a great record. They're a
No,
good
I
football
get.
team.
That's the same thing I'm saying about the Lions. I get that 100%.
Yeah, I just think the Lions defense is way better.
We have a league-shifting trade that Adam Schefter just reported. Montez Sweat to the Chicago Bears for a second-round pick.
What? Why are the
Why?
Bears doing that?
Why?
I don't know. Maybe the Bears think they can win.
What's his contract?
So wait, say Sweat is in the last year of his contract.
That's
And the
wait,
Commanders
he's
are
in his
opting
last
for-
year? He's a rental for the Bears?
It's probably a cap space deal. Take
Yeah,
on his
but big-
contract and
yeah,
then
he's-
free it up later.
But a second round
They're
pick
giving up a second-round pick.
is high.
Is it really his last year?
Yeah.
He's a rental for his second
Round pick?
Yeah. League-shifting trade.
Nuts.
Good for the Commanders.
Yeah. That's gonna be a great second round pick too. It's almost a first rounder.
That just simply makes no sense. I'm trying to
Get the
Is Chase Young in the deal too? Like, what's going on?
forget the frauds. Who's a sleeper? Pull up the standings. Who's like somebody that's kind of under the radar?
I need to look.
I mean, the
I mean,
Chargers are
Bengals
3 and 4.
Bengals odds are still pretty good.
No,
right
but
now.
coming in, you can't say the Bengals are still under the radar because
Fair.
coming in they're a superpower.
So it
Everyone
has to be
knows
someone that we didn't expect too.
Yeah, or like somebody that you could see like, all right, they could.
You're gonna hate mine.
Oh, don't say the Bucks.
No, it's not that.
Oh, mine's the Saints still. They're still pesky out in the NFC.
Yeah, they're right there, tied for
Still
first.
pesky out in the NFC.
Mine's you're gonna hate, and they got the best position that they need to get going and really needs to get going, and it's the Browns. Talk about a good defense.
Browns being in
Yeah.
the playoffs right now. If the season ended today.
Yeah, but I
yeah.
can't have if Watts. I don't know if what the fuck Watts.
That's what I'm saying. That's where it's a sleeper.
Where I can't have that.
Look, up until
Super
the
Bowl
Bengals,
odds.
on those odds, NFL the disparity so large. Like even up until then, like the Lions and maybe the Jags and the Cowboys, like you don't see winning the Super Bowl. After that, like do you really see the Seahawks or Browns or Saints winning a Super Bowl?
No, but that's what I'm saying. So that like I'm looking at it, it's gross, dude. It's definitely
Yeah.
like gross. So, but for argument's sake, like if you can't pick the top teams, Chiefs, Dolphins, can't really say obviously Jaguars and Ravens, and everyone knows about the Bills. So by de facto, like the sneaky teams in the AFC are the Steelers, Browns, and Jets. Because the the Bengals obviously don't count because they're just struggling. Out in the NFC, not Eagles, not Lions. Even though the Seahawks win in the division, yes, maybe the Seahawks, maybe the Falcons. Can't count the Cowboys, can't count the 49ers. Vikings are dead. Saints, Bucks, Rams. Like, it is gross if you're looking for these sneaky playoff teams to get through. I think we're going to have a top very top heavy. I know the NFL never really holds weight of like 1-2, 1-2. For the most part, there's a lot of upsets, but it would shock me if we're not looking at one of the chalkiest. Like, just book the Final Four now. I think it's it's your variation of 49ers, Cowboys, Eagles, Chiefs, Dolphins, Ravens, Jags. Like, there's no real.
Did you win set there, Smitty?
Cowboys.
I get that.
Dude, but look at
You
the
also
rest of the
kinda have
NFC.
to-
You cannot say that the Cowboys are not in the top tier of the NFC now. There's just
Yeah,
no
okay,
way you could say that.
They are. They're top 5. They'll make the playoffs, but they'll do the same
What
thing
are they,
the
5
Cowboys
and
do
2?
every year.
They 5 and 2.
Yeah, they're the third team to win the NFC. Yeah, the Eagles plus 250, Niners plus 275, Cowboys plus 400.
There's nobody. There's nobody else.
You put the Cowboys and Lions.
Smitty, like with
you put
Lions
the
are
Cowboys and
425.
Lions- You put the Cowboys and Lions face to face right now. The Lions are fist fucking.
Smitty, with all due respect,
So.
like,
I don't think so.
I think so.
do you think
I don't
this
think so.
division? You think your division is like signed, sealed, delivered?
We'll find out this week.
Yeah, it starts this week because if you lose
Oh,
to the
yeah.
Cowboys, bye at Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, at Cowboys, at Seahawks. That is a gauntlet.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. And home field, especially with the Lions' schedule, is definitely in jeopardy. But I do not see the Eagles losing this week in Dallas. If they lose to Dallas, it'll be there at the end of this gauntlet. But I think the Eagles and the division is
And I got
safe.
bad news for you. In that same time frame, if the Cowboys do beat you this week, they go Giants at Panthers, Commanders, Seahawks at home, and then Eagles again. So they'll be coming back to. You could be You might need that game to catch them. I'm dead serious. You might need that game to catch them.
The Eagles during this stretch need to go at least 3-2 with at least one of those wins being the Cowboys.
What is the Cowboys right now to win the NFC East?
The NFC East, I could tell you.
You're buying.
I'll buy
Plus
it.
plus 185.
Just straight off a schedule. I'm telling you, in that Sunday night game on December 10th, the Eagles might be chasing the Cowboys.
I don't hate it.
They really might be chasing the Cowboys to catch up.
It's a big this week would be ginormous for that.
Bos-
I was going to say, Rico, you mentioned the Jets. Are
That's what
like
I was gonna ask him.
So listen to this. Here's the Jets. Jets are plus 5,000 to win the AFC. They are tied with the Texans and the Steelers. That makes me sad.
Somebody did a whole breakdown on Zach Wilson against the Giants, and made me think he was good. He supposedly, like, he said it like he was watching the tape and showed some clips of like how he played during that. He had 240 in also a monsoon.
Yep.
People don't remember a monsoon.
Garrett Wilson, 100
A
yards.
lot of drops.
Yeah.
A lot of drops.
Hey, he was making throws at the end of that
He
game.
was.
He was.
put him in position to
At
win.
the end, yeah.
He wasn't
Yeah.
that bad. And I just.
You can't fall for the propaganda here.
I can't.
He's a bad quarterback.
No,
Well,
I think Zach Wilson, honestly, in that game, the one thing that was glaring, like that, I think I feel like he's played against the Patriots in the rain a couple times, and I've just been like, he's so bad in the rain and bad weather.
Yeah.
And I thought he played fairly well for the rain.
I want to say this.
Do you think? Hold on. Do you think that? Sit down, little boy. No. Do you guys think that, for one, the hypothetical that we talked about week 1, where Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers quarterback controversy, if they have a playoff push, low key coming together. 2,
Wait, what?
if Aaron Rodgers comes back,
There's no controversy.
like
No
week
controversy.
16, 17, and Zach Wilson makes them a playoff team, has them at a good record. What do you do?
The controversy is Aaron Rodgers versus health. It's not versus Zach
I'm just.
Wilson. I know what you
It's
do.
not it's not the first time it ever happened in history that
No, but the thing is, he's not winning them the games.
Yeah.
It's the defense.
yes, but at the
If
same
he
time,
was winning the games,
at the same time, it's who's the quarterback behind there?
Marty, that throw he had to put him in a field goal range, that was a fucking
Great
A+.
throw.
Do you think?
I'm starting to get it, and like everyone was like clowning him for going away on his bye week.
Well,
like that was the most normal thing in the world. I'm almost like the hate's getting too much on him, which is turning me to like him.
Do you think that the Jets winning the Super Bowl would be the best story in NFL history? Like
Oh,
Aaron
yeah.
Rodgers coming back.
Yes.
I think that.
I'd
think
love
that
to
if
see
Aaron
them
Rodgers
lose.
came back to this, I think I'm going to be on the record. If he made it to the playoffs, I think I'd be rooting for the Jets.
Me too, because the Giants are so bad. I don't.
By the way, as far as the quarterback debate, so far this year, Zach Wilson's played 7 games. He has 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. There's no controversy.
He's not good.
That's the most like. That's what he's got to do to win.
I mean, there's no controversy. It's Aaron Rodgers.
That's like the stats of a Big
I don't
Big
think
Ten
it's as
quarterback
cut and
who
dry
can
as you
run
make it
heavy.
out to
Bro, I'd play Aaron Rodgers right now.
I don't think it's as cut and dry as you guys are making out. Right now, yes, but if it's week 16 and you have a winning record,
No, I'm saying like where
It's literally the definition of cut and dry.
Aaron Rodgers can't move.
and I'm telling you, I do not think it is. And this is you have your opinion, I have my opinion. I don't think it is that cut and dry. I think this has happened before, where you stick with the quarterback or you don't stick with the quarterback.
I think you're doing some Patriots troll and you're trying to ruin.
It's going to be a controversy on ESPN. And you're going to be like, why is this even a conversation? And it's going to be like, well, this is just what NFL talking heads do.
I just want to remind you, last year, Zach Wilson and the Jets were 5-2. A better record than this year's team, believe it or not.
5-4 last year was Zach Wilson, by the way.
Yeah, but to get to 5-4, you have to be 5-2.
Yeah,
okay, so you say, yeah.
So they were 5-2,
Yeah.
and then Zach Wilson played that game versus New England Patriots, where he lost the locker room and everything went to shit. And then they finished the year. They went from 5-2 to what, 7-10?
Well, he stopped and he got hurt too. But
The bad Zach Wilson game could happen at any point, where he just loses the locker room and things just go downhill.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's a lot of teams that are going to make him look like foolish.
Phil, can I tell you look so much better without a hat?
Yeah,
You look great with a hat, Marty.
Thank you, Phil. I do. I look a lot better with the hat. But I'm just saying, you look like a normal human being without a hat.
We get a full slate of NFL on
Great.
Christmas
That was
Eve.
a compliment.
Yeah, thank you, Marty.
Yeah, we
I'm
do.
not used to compliments.
I know.
appreciate it.
I know.
That's fucking nice.
What?
got a good head of hair, Phil.
Christmas Eve all day. NFL.
Great. I'm not leaving the house.
You don't like that?
I think
I love
think
that.
Christmas Eve. I think Christmas Eve football is better than Thanksgiving football.
Oh, 100%.
And I like
I
the
agree
Saturday
with you,
night.
Dukes. Yeah.
I like the Saturday
100%.
night too.
Yeah.
December 23rd, you get the doubleheader. I wish they had more. It feels like around Christmas is when they start doing the Saturday nights. I wish there was more.
The 23rd. The 23rd is when the Patriots play the Giants, and
No.
Yes, Patriots play the Giants. Randy Moss broke his
Oh.
record, and then the Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Less than 2 months later.
Yeah. That was when the Giants looked like they could play with them.
That's what I said out loud. I hope we don't play the Giants in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Well, you would only play them in the Super Bowl, but
The playoffs is part of the Super Bowl.
no, I
would
think
you
it
not consider
resets. No,
Okay, here's a
I think
question.
there's
for you.
playoffs, then there's a Super Bowl.
And then going off that is I guess you're right. Like it's the MLB playoffs, not the World Series playoffs. Like the MLB playoffs is for the World Series.
NBA playoffs, NBA championship.
Like when did they lose? You say they lost in the. If I said when did the Rangers lose to the Diamondbacks? It's like, oh, they lost in the playoffs. It's like, wait, no, they lost.
Yeah, but if I say your playoff record is 5-2, that counts the World Series.
I just
Yeah, but you
That's
also
a healthy debate.
you get more. You also get more credit for say the Rangers lose it. Like the Rangers or the Orioles, you get way more credit for the Rangers.
right.
Orioles did nothing.
Oh, yeah.
People forget that.
It is hilarious how Frank last year was like, I never been to like a playoff game, or it was like the wild.
Let's watch the
card.
Devils win 3 cups.
No, when he's talking about how like the Mets, the wild card doesn't count.
He bet the Lions.
I agree with that. The one game, the Mets, that doesn't count. 2016, Conor Gillespie.
Oh,
That was the World Series.
No,
that was the playoffs. So one-game playoffs.
Oh,
2015 was the World Series.
Yeah,
Is
2015.
that the Giants?
There, we have some
I was there.
news on Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams and his camp spoke to the team about possibly a change of scenery. Las Vegas made it emphatically clear they won't move him.
Won't move him.
Nope.
So he's just gonna hold. I mean, I don't know.
I have a question for you guys. Who's gone
What's
first?
this fucking doing?
McDaniels or Garoppolo
Probably both.
at the same time?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
McDaniels.
I don't think McDaniels
Garoppolo.
lasts the season. I think there's a chance he's gone
He
before the
signed
season.
Garoppolo 4 years.
That's what I thought, right?
This is his first year, right?
I'm cool if he gets fired.
I think he'll get fired
Yeah, I'm
first.
cool. Just,
This
bring it
team
back.
is. They have pieces too, where you think all right, they got Adams, they have a running back, they have one of the best defensive players I've seen he's so good, Max Crosby. Their defense besides him hasn't been great. I just don't know what they looked so bad yesterday. I can't.
Josh McDaniels is
see how
horrible.
bad it was.
We're not saying he's 20-33 lifetime as a head coach. He is 9-16 lifetime with the Raiders. This 2 seasons. He's horrible. He's a bad head coach.
My dream might be coming true. I've been holding on to this for a while. Like when you guys asked me the next coach, next head coach of the Patriots, it was just to have. It's just a democracy. It's just no real head coach, or like it's like Gerard Mayo's the head coach, but then you have like Josh McDaniels.
What?
Josh McDaniels is like a highly paid offensive
So
coordinator.
no one's
Like,
actually the head coach.
No, Gerard Mayo is.
This happened
Gerard-
before.
I like that.
Gerard Mayo is, but like you just like Josh McDaniels is like fuck it, I'm just gonna be an offensive coordinator for the rest of my life.
There's a historical precedent to this. The 1960s Cubs had what they called the College of Coaches, and it was a disaster.
So, but my point is like Josh McDaniels is not a good head coach. I think he's a good offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Like if you just have people that have been in the Patriots system to like lead that same like culture, I don't know. I guess that would be my dream. If it failed, it failed.
All right, let's do picks. I gotta do the dozen at 12. I forgot.
I'll take the D-backs tonight.
I'm on the D-backs as well, Rico.
You got some
I'm on the
action
D-backs.
too. It's a good night of sports.
Money line is I think 110 for the D-backs. It's basically pick 'em. So I'm on the D-backs too.
Are the Cavaliers sitting everybody? Why are they plus 2.5 at home against the Knicks? Oh yeah, they are. All right. I'm going with
Did you see
the.
Karis LeVert the other night? I fucked up the TikTok. I said his name wrong, or I said the wrong guy because I was too fast. But he fronted as an inbounds play, and the 3-point line they run like the angle. He just plays the guy on this side of the basket's where you are. He's just playing him on this side. Shane Gills or whatever Shea Gills Alexander just back cuts Josh Giddey goes like this. Doop. It was like a fucking 6th grader.
I love that.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm going Suns minus.
Your man in the basket.
Suns minus 6.5. Magic plus 6, and then the Diamondbacks.
I also have very important breaking news from our basketball league. Marty will not be starting tomorrow. It will be Hubbs will be the starting point guard tomorrow.
Well, usually when teams take someone out of the starting lineup, they usually say why.
You can say why if you want to. It's up to
I have
you.
a fucking wedding rehearsal. One of my best friend's wedding rehersals Wednesday
Congrats
in
on the
Far Rockaway.
Where's the place?
Oh, I don't know yet. I forget. I gotta look.
Release the address over YouTube.
But okay, let's healthy debate.
Where's the wedding? Rockaway?
Churches, yeah. Isn't Far Rockaway and Rockaway the same thing?
Yeah. He's not. Who's he using? He's not doing Mikey Blings? Mikey Blings is losing Rockaway business?
I could actually be doing Mikey Blings. Healthy debate.
He's from Rockaway, huh?
The church where you just walk with somebody down the aisle and they're like, "Oh, that's what you do." Like that's crazy. That's still a thing that you have to rehearse walking down the aisle. That's 5:00. Dinner's at 6. Game's at 8:30.
No chance.
No chance.
No chance.
Second half.
No chance.
If you
Don't
come,
you get fucked up at
Not
wedding rehearsals?
worth it.
yeah, you can't have any drinks. You
Yeah.
can't have a single
I'm
drink.
driving, so I
Right.
won't.
When you start scouting out the bridesmaids.
Well, I'm engaged.
Well. Just other people's weddings.
Yep. So Hubs, Marty might be getting Wally pipped here. We don't know.
And our shooting guard stabbed himself with a knife cutting a bagel on Sunday
He will be playing though.
Ew.
because he was with the
Jet ski.
boys and he got excited. He said,
Jet ski's
"Our team's becoming like a real NBA team where just some crazy shit starts."
Jet ski will still be starting, and Marty Emo should be.
Like you're
Who's
gonna need
bringing
some additions
who's bringing
in
the gun in the locker room?
playoffs. Sounds like you're gonna need.
Probably Billy.
Yeah,
Gonna need some additions for the playoffs.
Just so you guys know, if you guys want to add picks, tweet them out tonight because this is the final standings will be released tomorrow on a graphic.
And Smitty has the lead, right?
Smitty's winning by like 0.04 units.
Oh wait, I thought Chris Clemmer was ahead this month.
Well, hang on a second, Smitty.
That's all
I mean,
he's told us too.
Clemmer has more picks.
It's crazy.
Clemmer has more picks.
I have more picks than him, and I'm right behind you. It's me and you, buddy. Relax, Smitty. Relax.
Smitty, you must have had some hammers because you're 18 and 16. You had the home runs. You had the home runs.
I had the first game 1 of the Phillies. I went off.
I do think we should get back to like getting our records
I agree.
and get going
100%.
because I haven't seen. I know he's doing a great job and he doesn't work
Yes.
here, so like.
Who are you on tonight, Smitty? If I win, am I going to pass you?
I am on Toledo Buffalo under 51.5 and hockey action. Toronto and LA under 6.5 and Nashville Vancouver over 6.5.
All right.
Rico, you could actually win it if you put together some. If you go 3-0 tonight, you could win. You could.
I've had a bunch of first touchdowns. I'm hot in college. Like, doing okay.
Marty, by the way, no chance to win. Marty's in dead last, right?
I'm
dead,
regular
dead last, but
touchdowns.
plus 3.65
Oh
units.
yeah, you think I can't? What's my record like? Right around 500.
58, 63, and 2.
It's just what I am. I'm the most 500 gambler in the world.
Ev's record for what it's worth. Ev's record is by far the best.
Well, he's
not
the most.
close.
Well, what's say he has a lot of losses.
It's a
137, 125, and 8.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, and he's behind me in units. It's not the best. I love that.
But
every day.
Ev throws out
12
every
wins
game.
above
You have to responsibly respect that.
Yeah,
Ev's cards on Saturdays and Sundays.
for that volume, that's an incredible record.
What do you want to jerk off Ev now?
You hate when Ev gets credit.
No, I don't.
Oh,
yeah, you
because
hate
we
it.
never get credit for anything we do, but
'Cause-
Ev gets it all the time.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, that's a great record for that volume. That's a great record. Like
It is. Good for him.
If you put up that record, Marty, trust me.
I
I'll be
do all the time.
I'll be on my
I'm-
knees. You'll see rug burns on my knees.
You never will.
Yeah,
Never.
You know what? Let me suck you off for your 58, 63.
He's in fourth
and
place
2
out of 5
records.
guys, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, at the end of the
You
day,
want you know what you want? You want credit after like one win. If you give me a month, I'll suck you off so hard.
I
December 1st.
sat here. Listen, okay. If Alabama wins a championship, I want to be sucked off.
Dude, you will see rug burns.
I said the number 1 team in the country last year wasn't going to make the tournament. What happened? No, crickets. I heard nothing.
I gave you credit for
Just
that.
maybe you.
Yeah.
Just you. All right, that's the show.
Rico, you got anything to say? You looked like you were itching.
No.
Can't wait to get out of here.
I don't know. I've hit 2 national championships back to back college basketball, and I hit the World Series.
Cannot pick the whole field and say you win.
At the end of the day, who did I pick before the Final Four? UConn, winner.
You know what? The season starts in a week. We need to. Both of us will pick 4 teams to win it. And
No,
That's light work
You guys
for
should
me.
next Monday. We'll talk about this. You guys should bet every single college basketball game and see who's the king.
I might. I can't
it's-
wait,
you
dude.
can't.
I can't wait.
Or
I'd
maybe,
go
maybe not
nuts.
bet. Maybe not bet because it'd be inauthentic, or just take.
You see who plays opening night? Arkansas State at Wisconsin.
Oh, what
Crazy.
What a great game.
Great game.
sounds wild.
All right, that's the show. I got to do the dozen. See you guys tomorrow. Barstool Radio up now.